So do you struggle with social anxiety and you're overly shy, you fear putting yourself out there, and you can't contribute to conversations? Well, today I want to talk about what exactly is social anxiety. Let's get clear about it, let's define it, and then by the end of the video, I want to give you some strategies on how to overcome it so you can feel at ease around others and express yourself the way you want to. All right, so let's get into it. Okay, so I first want to help you understand the difference between shyness and social anxiety. Shyness is when you feel a bit of nervousness. You feel a bit of nervousness, but you're able to kind of push through that discomfort, speak to others, speak up for yourself, and it's not a permanent thing. You could feel shyness in certain situations or certain periods in your life, but you're able to overcome that shyness. As opposed to social anxiety. Social anxiety is the extreme fear of being judged, scrutinized, and evaluated negatively by other people, being embarrassed, being humiliated. And it's to the point where you start avoiding situations completely. You avoid them, and when you're in these situations, you start to experience physical symptoms. So your mind's going blank, your heart is racing, and you're trembling, you're shaking, and you feel like you're completely taken out of the present moment. You can't be present in your body. That is social anxiety, and that completely interferes with the way you function in social settings. Whether those social settings, it doesn't have to be a party and a social event. It could be at work, it could be networking, it could be, the family barbecue, anything that triggers off these physical symptoms. And another key piece of this is social anxiety won't go away on its own. It's not gonna go away just through life experience, getting old, getting a better job, anything like that. Without the proper intervention, that extreme fear of being judged is not gonna go away. Those physical symptoms won't go away on their own. And so I wrote an ebook. It's gonna be very informative for you to download because it's gonna go into my story, but more importantly, it's gonna show you how your mind's been programmed in a way that causes this social anxiety to flare up. Why those symptoms are flaring up, why your mind's going blank, why your heart is racing, why you're trembling and shaking in these social situations. And it's gonna show you, what the root is, why your mind's been programmed that way, and it's gonna give you a lot of clarity so that you can move forward from this thing. So don't do what I did. Don't just research for years on Google and books and try to overcome this thing on your own. Download the book, read it for free, and get the clarity you need around your social anxiety. And so the key to overcome social anxiety, a full recovery from it, don't buy into the hype that you can only cope and manage social anxiety. You can be fully free from those debilitating symptoms and that extreme fear of being judged. Now, how do you fully overcome it? And the key is we all have this fight or flight mechanism. You might have heard about it, and if not, it's a mechanism that's meant to keep us alive. And what it does is the middle of your brain, your midbrain or your amygdala, your emotional brain, will fire off when it senses danger in the external environment. And what that does, it sets off, it increases your heart rate, it keeps your mind blank, it shuts down your hearing, and it pumps adrenaline, cortisol into your blood to get into this heightened state because it doesn't know the difference between a social setting or the fear of being judged by somebody as opposed to being threatened by an actual tiger and a life-threatening circumstance. And that's what happens when you have social anxiety, is the programming around that becomes faulty and it starts firing off. And so this fight or flight or this survival mechanism, it becomes overactive. And while you're trying to, be at ease, trying to connect with people, you're unable to because your physiology won't let you. Your physiology is preparing you to actually survive and stay alive. And it's not in the interest of you speaking, thinking, any of that. It just wants you to flee from danger. And so that's how you start overcoming this social anxiety, is build your awareness around that fight or flight mechanism. Notice the shift. Notice internally that when you go in these situations, you feel your heart going heart rate raising, you feel your mind going blank and you're thinking of what to say and you can't stop thinking of what to say, you have to realize that that is all a side effect of this mechanism going off. And so acknowledge that, accept that, and build awareness. Build your awareness around this subtle shift that happens internally. Now, if you want to learn about this more in depth and you really want to know on an intricate level how to remove that fight or flight system, how to really take out those batteries from that alarm and stop it from going off, then check out the free training I made for you. I'll link it below the video. You can check that out. And it's going to show you the system we use to actually remove what's underneath that fight or flight system permanently. Okay, so the first step is obviously acknowledge, build that awareness, and start accepting that that is your internal experience. But the next step is to remove the triggers permanently. Okay, so this alarm never really goes off for you anymore. And that is what you really want to do long term, so that you can be at ease, you can connect with people, you can build those relationships, you can have fun, express yourself in these situations. All right, so be sure to check out the free training. It's gonna really help you understand how to really overcome and disarm that social anxiety for good. And if you need more help with this, what you can do is join my private Facebook group, and it's gonna really help you understand this whole social anxiety thing a lot better. People are sharing in there, they're sharing their experience and what their challenges are, how this social anxiety is affecting their lives. And you can come in there, share, connect, and release all the shame that you may be carrying around this condition. And so I'll put the link below the video, and once you click the link, it's gonna ask you 3 questions. Be sure to fill them out, because the reason the questions are there is because we wanna make sure the people in the group, it's a high quality group, and they're there only if they really wanna fully overcome social anxiety. So they wanna come in, learn about it, and then fully overcome it and break free from it for good. And we'd love to have you in there. So I'll see you on the inside. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, see you later.